Hi, this is Nell Foster with Joyous Garden, and today I'm going to tell you how to fertilize a rhododendron. Rhododendrons really don't need fertilizing unless you think they're deficient in something. This one is Rhododendron Leo, and it might look a little pale because we had a very dry winter here. I'm just south of San Francisco, and they like a little more moisture. These rhododendrons probably haven't been fertilized in probably like 3 or 4 years because we just mulched now. So we just did a big mulch this winter. So be sure to watch the video I did on how to mulch a rhododendron, because that's really the best way to fertilize it. But when I first took over this garden, I did fertilize them just to bring them back to health. And there are fertilizers specifically for rhododendrons, azaleas, and camellias. Do not use something like a rose fertilizer. You want something that is specific to this, because rhodies are on the acetic side, and everything that you need is in here. So I fertilized for a year or two with this, and then I switched to cottonseed meal, because the largest grower of camellias uses cottonseed meal, and cottonseed meal is good for anything acetic also. So before I show you how to do it, you have to remember that the roots of the rhododendron are pretty sensitive. They have fine roots that run along the surface, so you don't want to be hacking and digging your fertilizer in really hard. And the other thing, if it calls for 2 cups of fertilizer, don't say, oh, I'm going to use 4 because my rhododendron looks like it needs it. Only use 2, because they are very sensitive to over fertilizing. And I use these organic fertilizers because they work slower, they break down slower, and it's easier on the plants, and it's better on the environment anyway. So what you do is you go around the crown line of your rhododendron here. Now this calls for 2 cups of fertilizer per inch of diameter of trunk. So I'm going to go in, and between these 2 trunks it's about 1.5 inches, so I would use about 3 cups on this plant. Don't use any more, and remember, and you're going to go around the crown line, and you're going to go all the way around the plant, but I'm just going to show you in the front for the sake of the camera there. So here's the line you're going to follow. This is where the leaves are, these outer branches are coming to, is the crown line. So you dig it in, and remember, scrape easy. Dig it and make a nice trench there. This is basically compost I've put on, so if you get to the soil, just be a little easy and don't be digging and hacking like I said. So you just take your compost. You would measure out the 3 cups. I am staying at this house, and I couldn't find a cup measure out in the garage where all the garden supplies are kept, so I'm just going to pretend that, and this is a 1/4 cup, and you might go 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup until your 3 cups is measured out. And then you cover it back up. And be sure to water your fertilizer in after you have put it around the entire crown line, because it's the watering that works the fertilizer into the soil. Now, when to fertilize, you ask? There's varying discussions about when to fertilize, and a lot of it varies on the specific deficiency that your plant has. But what I always did, and what other people do too, is they fertilize right after the bloom is over, because then it's going to be going to it's going to be putting the energy into putting out new foliage and new buds for the next season. So that is when you would do it. See, this one is still in flower. It's late May. It's probably going to be through flowering by the end of June. So then I would fertilize this one at the end of June. This is Nell Foster, and remember, do not over fertilize your rhododendron, and do not use strong fertilizers. Organic is best. And it's also good to put a mulch over your fertilizer, because that's a really good combo. I have just told you how to fertilize a rhododendron.